welcome to, well, I suppose this is a Harriers mission. Um, I don't suppose we really have any sort of title for this quite yet. If it is, maybe we'll add it in post-processing or just, you'll see it in the title and anywhere. So, yes, we are currently joined by, let's go ahead and if you'll introduce yourselves from the top down, we have Balkar.
Hello, everybody. I'm Balkar. I'm a dwarf fighter, 7th level. Um, he's from a nearby hill called the Seventh Gates, and they're a tribe of fighters and warriors. But he sought to just leave the Seventh Gates and look for something else outside, and a cause or a reason to fight, test his skills.
Next on down, we have Nursok.
Hello, I'll be playing Nursok, who is a dwarf wizard, who is a social justice warrior before his time, and has a journal and writes down his thoughts and feelings, and speaks in third person and just tries to do his best.
And the last but not least, Mers.
Hi, I'm Adriana. I play Mers, half-orc cleric, part of the Mellow clan. We big old deity of Molar. And I'm a part of a group that likes to hunt, and we're big on killing and worshiping and doing high praise for that. So
Yeah.
Indeed. And for this setting, we are not quite using the whole Faerun details for Malar. Sticking mostly to the hunting aspects and not quite dwelling on the let's spread lycanthropy everywhere aspects. This is a non-Faerun setting, so there are some differences. Although deities are abundant, you can find anything, anywhere, or almost anywhere. So that said, we open our scene with Nursok and Mers getting orders. You find yourselves in front of your commanding officer, the leader of the Harriers, Esme Taraman, and she relays to you that you are to travel to the White Woods Inn. This is in the southeast end of the Foglands. It's not terribly far from where you saw the first tower rise up. However, this is well known for having Fae and Elf clientele. It's a kind of a luxury hunting grounds. This hunting lodge and inn kind of specializes in basically providing services and catering to people who want to purchase hunting trips and hunting trophies throughout the Foglands. Now, we provided in the past a brief description of the Foglands, which is the southwestern corner of the Basin. It's pretty much always covered in fog. This fog tends to leave kind of a thin silvery dew constantly on everything. So if undisturbed, it almost looks like there's been, an ever so slight snow on the grounds around it, so long as it's been left undisturbed. Anyhow, Afa and her new recruit have already gone ahead on this job. The Harriers have been conscripted to guide a caravan out of the basin on the southern edge and eastward to a town. They would like to establish a trade route there. We don't know too much about it, obviously, and we're a little less concerned about that. The option, once you're there, my understanding is if you wish to wait for a week, he will be making a return trip, and you may take the same pay to escort him on his return trip, or you may continue to explore the new region, collect information, just take some time off, and make do as you want. But if you wish to make some extra coin, you may on the return trip a week later. That said, you will convene with Afa and her recruit once you reach the town. They have gone ahead to set up the windlasses and do their best to ensure that the path up the mountain will be clear that you'll be taking. In the meantime, you'll be going to the Whitewoods Inn and meeting up with our client. And Esme hands you a packet with the details of the your contact and who you're supposed to be in touch with. Standard contract that you would typically end up seeing. Your contact's name is Bren Cointouch, and typical mercantile business. It's just someone who's looking to open up a trade route. Yeah. So currently, Grand Sarshu is about to enter the Foglands. You don't need to get off of Grand Sarshu until it is about to exit the Foglands. So you have a little bit of time to kill. Cricket.
Okay, so, basically we're just waiting for the convoy to start, right?
Yes, you need to go to the. You're basically going to drop off of Grand Sarshu, head to the Whitewoods Inn, meet up with Bren Cointouch, and if you look at the details of the contract, basically everybody is being offered about 250 gold per escort. Afa and her understudy have basically taken an advance to set up the windlasses, which are basically just like cranks to haul the wagons up the steep parts, like basically pulley winches. And so they've gone on ahead setting that up, and you two are heading there to actually join the caravan and work with them directly.
Okay, got it.
Is there anything of interest, anything that you'd like to do in the meantime, or do you just want to skip straight to getting to the Whitewoods Inn?
I don't think that there's anything I really need. So, I mean, I'd be down for just going to the end.
Okay. Would this be the first time that you've worked with Mers?
I think that would it?
Good
I
question.
don't know. I don't remember, to be honest. No, it wouldn't, because we went down to the the cave and whatnot. And
That
she
was
with
that was
us.
with Primo.
Oh, without Prima, then yes, this would be a first thing with Mars.
Okay, Mers, this is you're relatively new to the Harriers, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
I guess mm, like is like Nursock already like a part of the Harriers, and it's just like me and like someone else who's just getting into like initiation or something like that?
It's not so much initiation. Nursok is you kind of had like a historian role, yes,
Kind of, yes.
or like an archivist. So um, by and large, so the Harriers people, while they're scouts in a sense, they don't all have to be scouting type of people. They can be of any class, and how they fit into the organization varies. So, for instance, like a druid in the Harriers might work together to make sure that Grand Sarshu is healthy and that the shellwood is growing healthily and not out of balance, and they might work to put out forest fires on a regular basis, like in the middle of the last adventure. Whereas fighters and actual scouts and rangers would be more involved in like tracking wild game or hunting brigands. Spellcasters, on the other hand, would be more interested in documenting history and sciences and things like that. There's It is still very much a wholesome organization. And so even clerics, it's like you are a cleric of a relatively obscure domain and deity, but there are tons of deities around. That is not a big deal. So people find that, oh, hey, you are a cleric of a deity that is very interested in the hunt, and so you probably have a tendency to hang out with those who are more involved in tracking jobs. So, path work in terms of like escort jobs, probably not the biggest gig that excites you, but at the very least, it gets you used to working on a contract. It gets you used to interacting with people and learning how these jobs work.
Gotcha.
And, for instance, going to the White Woods Inn, I mean, it is a hunting lodge. It is an upscale hunting lodge. So it will be an interesting experience to go to.
So, also, quick question. Are we going to be also, like later on, just dealing with the necromancy side of the story, or are we just kind of leaving that behind for now?
So that is an interesting thing. Do you want to ask Esme about that?
You know what? Yeah, actually. Sorry, I don't have my other notes on me.
Okay. What would you like to ask her?
Just let her know that there was a necromancer running around the town, and then because I still have some of the necromancy belts.
Okay. Would you have delivered them to her?
I would have shown her and brought it up to her.
Okay. She would probably lock them away. Um, did you take note that the necromancer himself was dead?
Yes.
Okay.
So I do remember that we killed him, and I took the
And he was
Well,
already dead. He got himself killed.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I just remember that I had taken the bells from where his corpse was, or no, he got like
He summoned something too big to handle.
right. And I just remember that I grabbed the bells, but all of them weren't there. There were like 2 or 3 that were missing.
Yep. Okay. So Esme pauses in relation to that. And she'll say, so Nursok, in regards to the necromancer incident, I'm sure word has probably traveled elsewhere, but as usual, your nose is in a book, so I should probably recount to you specifically. I have pulled most Harrier activity out of the city proper. We will perform minimal duties as far as dealing with the city, delivering only essential communications inside the city, and we will be minimizing our presence there for the time being. Due to the incident that occurred, there has been some increased tensions, and our presence has attracted some unwanted tension. I trust that you understand that while we operate independently of the central government, it is fully expected that we operate exemplary and responsibly in regards to caretaking the people of this basin. As such, we need to maintain good relations. So for now, we're minimizing our presence to diffuse the tension.
I was just saying, Nursuck thinks that's a good idea. However, Nursuck also thinks the mayor's a dick. Be careful of the mayor.
Everyone has their own priorities, Nursok. His is very focused on the internal affairs of the city. Just like ours are very focused on the affairs of the Basin outside of the city. As such, we are turning our eye towards that and emphasizing further the point.
This is good to hear. So, yes, like I said, I just know the mayor may not be the best fit for the city, so we may have to work around that.
I will take your thoughts into consideration. Just for now, as such, this contract will be taking you out of the basin entirely, where we have no jurisdiction. So as such, your job and jurisdiction is safeguarding, until they reach their destination, the citizens of this basin. Once they reach their destination, you have the option to wait 1 week and deliver them safely back, or you may be shall we say, free to your own devices for a time if you wish to take a break and explore the broader world and bring back knowledge and information that may be perhaps useful to the Harriers. Or just simply a rested mind.
Yeah, I think that Nursock thinks that this is a good idea. And I'm sure that the group will make the right decision when the time comes.
Very well. Grand Sarshu should be passing by Whitewood's Inn probably within the hour. Is there anything more that you need?
Nursock doesn't need anything at the moment. Thank you.
Very well. Go ahead and I'm sure Mers is already familiar with the dismounting ropes, but go ahead and double check, and I'm sure you will find your way down landward. Best of luck.
Thank you. And I turn and leave the room.
Alrighty. Do you head straight down to the inn?
Yeah, I do.
Alright. So, given the appropriate amount of time, you wait until the foglands basically starts to clear up, and you see just on the leading edge of the foglands is a hunting lodge. This has a highly vaulted roof and ceiling. It is of highly elegant elven make. It is very, very clear, upscale, exquisite craft.
Question, actually.
Yes.
So you said that the foglands, like, as long as no one's touched it, the fog still lays there and it's still silvery.
It's basically like the dew has such a itty bitty shimmer to it that it almost looks like snow at a distance.
Got it. But it's still like water, right?
Yeah.
Okay. As I'm walking through to go to the inn, all the space that I'm near, I'll just do my cantrip shape water and put it back into my water bag.
Interesting. Okay. So you're just basically gathering up water into a water skin?
Basically, yes.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that it's still drinkable and there's no magical qualities about it, correct?
That you know of?
All right, then we'll find out one way or another.
No, it's by and large just like, so let me put it this way. To something inexperienced, moving through the foglands would be very easily tracked.
Oh.
But note, this is a hunting lodge, and there's a business for hunting here. So I'm gonna be a little bit obvious here in the fact that there's probably stuff in the foglands that can move through it without disturbing the dew.
Okay, good to know.
So it's not just fog and dew. Like, you're not just limited in vision, and tracking is technically easier, but there's stuff that skilled at evading detection in the foglands.
Okay, got it.
Anyhow, so you approach the Whitewoods Inn. So this has been built by Elvis tradesmen. This massive structure has been crafted from whitewood logs and boasts several magnificent gray chimneys. Valets actually attend a carriage port that is 3 coaches wide, a shelter from frequent rainfall, snowfall, whatever happens to be there, it's sheltered. And a sign hangs above the carved wooden doors. And as you step in, on the walls, you find painted murals depicting hunting scenes of owl bears and elk and snow leopards. And guests can find the reception desk straight inside and shortly beyond some small braziers. So, you find the receptionist.
Okay. I go up to the receptionist and let them ask about the party. See where I might be able to contact the Bren Quinclutch.
Okay. So, this is a male half elf. He's fairly tall, fair skinned. His name is Dakath. He looks at you and you go ahead and give me an insight check. Both of you.
All right, sorry, it's been so long. I need to find my insight. That'll be a 14.
Me too, or what?
Yes.
Yes, Granny, you too. Also, I think my dice are mad at me that we haven't played in a while. I just practiced rolling, and I just rolled like 4, 5, 2s, and 3s in a row.
Hopefully, you get that out of the way early.
Right? No kidding.
Yeah.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
I did bring backup dice, unless I had, just in case I have to put these in dice jail.
So not natural 20.
Okay. So he makes it fairly obvious, but the innkeeper's kind of looking down his nose at you. But he definitely raises an eyebrow when he looks at the I'm assuming you're wearing a cat paw around your neck. Mers?
Yep.
He raises an eyebrow at that, but he's definitely kind of looking down his nose at you, mostly due to your dress code is a level or two short compared to the clientele around here. That said, right this way, sir. Is Mers male, female?
She's
Okay. Right this way. So Dakath leads you into the main lodge area, and you can see if you look up, like this is kind of a lobby area, and up above you, like there's a stairwell that goes up to a balcony of many rooms. There's like 5 rooms on either side of the lodge, and then there's 3 big suites on the far end of the hall. And in this central area, you see a red-headed dwarf in pretty fine clothing, drunk as dwarves do, and wearing pretty gaudy clothing. Pretty lavish, just expensive jewelry, laughing. Daketh turns to you and is like, the the one who's very plainly not a hunter. In the center. Will you be needing any accommodations overnight?
Nursock will get back to you on that. We need to talk with this gentleman first. Discuss future plans.
Very well. I will send a boy soon.
Thank you. I go to approach Bren, Queen Clutch.
Okay. And how do you approach him?
I just walk up to him and say, Mr. Queen Clutch, I presume.
Huh? It's coin touch. Coin clutch. Ha! I spend money as much as I bring it in.
My apologies. I had misheard. I am from the Harriers. We were instructed to get in contact with you about escorting a troop.
Ah, yes. I understand half of you were already clearing the path up the mountainside. Yes.
Yes, that is correct.
He's kind of like tilting his head up, and you realize now he's got some spectacles down at the tip of his nose. He's just kind of like looking down, getting a good eye. He's also just kind of like tipped over. He's had way too many drinks, and for the quality of stuff here, they have very high shelf drinks. So he's had quite more than his share, even for a dwarf. It's like, all right, well, we'll be heading out in the morning. I assume you're good to go then. Yes.
That works for me.
All right. There's another dwarf around here, but Balgar, Bal something, Balkar, where are you?
I'm over here, right next to you, and I hit him in the ribs with my elbow. They give me one of those other drinks.
Oh, oi.
He's a red beard dwarf, bald, and he has this chainmail, but you see tattoos all over his arms, and he has these big fat fingers, and it's just he just has a whole pint just drinking away. And he looks at you. He looks at both of you. He goes, hello, my name is Balkar.
Nice to meet you. My name is Nursock.
A fellow dwarf, Nursock. Sounds familiar.
Nursock starts getting like a little shifty and a little uncomfortable at hearing that.
And then he looks at the half orc and Merz. He goes, greetings.
I nudge the partner next to me. Introduce yourself, damn it.
Merz. I mean, he probably didn't know her names, but he looks at her and then offers a hand.
Just goes up and shakes it.
Greetings. Balkar.
Mers.
Mm. Come take a seat. Bartender, please give them drinks
And
on Quinn's Clutch's purse, please.
actually, instead of there actually being a bartender around, you get a young elf coming over and say, what would you have, sir, madam? He hands you a menu. I have a number of items here. If you would like, we have whitewood wine. We have wolfhowl ale, Phelan's finest, grilled owlbear steak, and hunter's stew. And I even have complete descriptions on all of these. That is the awesome stuff.
I look at their soccer Mers. I go, the steak, most definitely.
Can I get the hunter stew, please?
Yes,
Let me
sir.
rephrase that. Nursock would like the hunter stew.
Very well, sir. That would be 6 silver. Would you like anything to drink with this?
This was all on Quintouch's tab, right?
Yeah.
Of course, yes. And would you be needing any lodging tonight?
Yes, we will.
Very well. We have a few accommodations. Let's see. We have available. We have several standard rooms. Each room contains 2 single beds. Yeah, all of our standard rooms. However, if you would like something more luxurious, we have 3 luxury suites. There's the Duke Suites. Then there's the King Suites, which is double the size of the King Suites, and the Nobility Suites, which unfortunately, Mr. Cointouch has already reserved for you. Well, not for you. It has reserved for himself.
I look at my belly and say, give me the kings.
Very well. That will be costing you 10 gold for the night.
And I look at Quintouch. Pay the man.
Very well. And you, sir, ma'am?
Nursock needs nothing more than what is able to easily be provided. So I will take a standard room.
Very well. Will you be splitting the room or sleeping separately?
I look over at Mars. I don't care either way. We're going to be on the road next to sleeping in a camp next to each other, so I don't care.
I just nod because I agree.
Very well, splitting a room. I shall mark 1 gold down. Very well. And he reaches into his apron, pulls out key number 3. Here is your room key. Room number 3 will be up the banister on your left.
I take the key and say, Nursock thanks you.
He nods slightly. Ms. Mers, would you like anything for food or drink?
I'm gonna do the hunter stew.
Very well. He writes in a notepad. We shall return shortly with your meals.
I look at him and go, before you leave,
Yes.
have you heard of the eye-popping potion?
I'm afraid I haven't. That seems mildly disturbing. Should I have?
Oh, it's a great potion. You might want to think about stocking it, stopping, keeping it in stock here. It'd be great for the hunters. Nurslak thinks it would be fantastic for the hunters.
He.
And Nurslak thinks that your eyes can peek around corners and you can see the monsters that are there without them actually seeing you. This might be a great trade. Like I'm trying to create this trade route further
Eh,
for the hypothesis potion.
as you're saying this like 14-year-old elf kid is like starting to look increasingly worried and even scared of you. He's like, very well, sir. You may want to bring this up with the innkeep at the front, perhaps a little bit later. I'm just in charge of getting the food.
Very well. Nursak thanks you.
I shall return promptly.
I am absolutely trying to create supply routes, damn it.
Indeed. There's going to be very, very many eyeless monsters running around very soon. I can imagine. All right. Shortly later, the young elf does return with your hunter stew. Cuts of wild game simmered with pickled vegetables concoct this hearty stew. It's the perfect meal after hunting in the woods. Favorite woodsmen and hunters alike. This dish is comfort food for the elves. That
I just take of it. Oh, Nursak thinks this smells wonderful. Nursak needs to write this down in his journal.
Balcall looks at him as he talks to himself, and he just nods his head and continues to drink.
Bren Cointouch basically is ordering ale after ale after ale, and while he's not quite as happy with non-dwarven ale, he's trying to make up for it by just getting increasingly drunk, and boy is it working.
I'm
I-
totally with him.
basically he ends up getting so smashed that he passes out, and eventually a couple of relatively well built staff basically hunters on staff, respectfully basically bring in a stretcher and haul him up to the king suite or the nobility suite.
I turn and look at Balkar. So Nursak wants to know, Balkar, how long have you been working with this Quintouch?
Nursock. Well, I haven't been working too long here, but I'm pretty good with the axe. Got a big shield. That's what the ladies tell me.
I just kind of have this look.
So how about you, Nursock? How long have you been here in the company of the Harriers?
With the Harriers, total it's been like what, half a year, something like that. I think.
I look at Nursock. Do you dress like a warrior, or I look you up and down?
I just look at him and go, "I, good sir, am a wizard."
Ah, a dwarven wizard. Can you show me some magic?
Nursock just kind of sighs. And,
Please, entertain me.
You're a comedian? Tell me a joke.
Yeah. That's what I think wizards are. Please, show me some magic. As I drink ale. Some of this washy elf ale.
You're a warrior? Show me your sword.
As you're taking a sip of your ale, I use my cantrip of control water and basically form it into a ball and take it out of your ale, the mug, as you're drinking it.
Oh god! Oh my god! I'm startled. You do have magic. And then I turn over and I look at Merz. I go, and how about you, Merz? You look like a warrior.
And then the ale just splashes all over your lap.
Oh! You should at least put it in my mouth.
Nurse,
and I just,
I just like deadpan. Nursock apologizes. Nursock lost concentration.
and I pat him on the shoulder. It's fine. I'll get another ale. Give me some of that elfin ale again. Wish you
Under my breath. This is why the dwarven cities. Well, I'll never be here. It's like under my breath.
So I look at Merz and I said, you look like a warrior.
Just laughing at him. That's because I am.
Oh, good. And I look her up and down to see what kind of weapons and armor she's wearing.
So my person has a shield, and she also has a spear. So kind of think of like waterbender avatar, like their armor kind of style with fur. That's what I would say she looks like.
Cool. Yeah, fancy armor. and then he looks back and he has his chainmail at a chair behind him. So that's what I'm wearing. And he said he's again tattooed and scarred all over from the fights that he has had in the past. So, but he's getting kind of tired, so he starts taking what's left of his ale and starts heading upstairs towards his king's room. He says, "Well, have a good night, you both. I'll see you in the morning."
Nursock will see you in the morning.
No.
Every time he says his own name, I kind of shake my head. I go,
All right. Do you two turn in as well?
Yeah, I would. I look at Merz and say, "All right, Greenie, this is your first Harrier."
All right.
So, this is going to be your first mission with the Harriers, so I suggest you get some rest and get ready for what may come, because we've been known to bite off a little more than we probably could chew.
All right. So I'm just gonna nod and then just put away, slide my dish of food away.
All right. So, the following morning, you find outside the caravan is ready and staged. The staff in the stables is basically prepared. All 6 wagons all set up. And everyone is basically standing around up, ready and waiting. You all gather around, and you are introduced to the various wagons, and in order as they're going to proceed, front to back. You have at the lead, you have Brendan Cointouch. You find that he is a trader. He's from the central city of Triarch. He's looking to establish a trade route to the cities outside the Basin, because he thinks that there may be some pretty lucrative trade options if he can secure lines outside the city and even to bigger parts of the world, even though Treyarch is a major economic center. Like, even just simply within Treyarch is like business is booming and there's so much money to be made. The second is a hedge wizard. She's pretty high strung. It's a tabaxi named Miktik. She's just kind of curious about what's going on and what's, basically just how best to describe it. She's kind of just by trade, like, deals a little bit with minor magic items, but mostly just eager to explore, but she's a little bit jumpy, as cats can tend to be. The third wagon in the caravan is an elderly sage. It simply goes by the name Elder Meridan. He's an old human male. He is bald. You don't learn much else from him at this time, anyways. Fourth wagon is a magic tools trader. His name is Grethus Glass Tinker. He's a gnome male with white hair, but as gnomes do, he looks physically young. He just has white hair. But gnomes don't physically age. That's kind of like one of their weird traits in physicality. Fifth is a diplomat, Amaris Silverdew. She's a female elf, platinum blonde hair, and is thoroughly uninterested, but she's gotta go. Just simply the fact that it's very uncommon for groups from the Basin to travel outside. Therefore, there's very little representation from Treyarch going outside into other cities. So she's an envoy from the government, just in case there's any sort of representation needed. She's not expecting there to be very much political or governmental interest at all. And last is a hot-headed aristocratic youth, young blonde human male, early 20s, named Maxis Goldfeather. You get to choose which carts you would like to travel with. You can split up, you can stay the same, you can change it up throughout the journey. You can talk to any of these travelers now or in the middle of the journey, learn a little bit more about them. Right off the bat, Grethus Glass Tinker is eager for bodyguards for his wagon because he basically has no means to protect himself, and but he doesn't have much extra to offer to pay. You're getting paid $250 a head just simply to join the caravan. Bren doesn't really care where you sit in the caravan. Grethus will offer you $50 or so, or $50, 50 gold, if you basically help secure his particular his particular wagon.
Well, I Nursock will go talk to or be with Miktek.
Okay. One moment here. Need to help find something really quick here.
All right.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
Also, real quick, would I have grabbed? I would have grabbed some extra potions of eye popping, right? So I have that trade route you said.
Sure, if you want. You have a supply, I assume, if you want to, you know, for
What was that?
allot some of your funds towards having a supply. Yes.
Who's the blonde politician's name?
Amaris Silverdew.
Marius. I'll sit with that person.
Very well.
Mm-hmm.
And
so
she's
jump on there, drop my satchel on the back of the wagons, and just relax and lean back.
Okay.
And burp.
Very well. And it's basically bare bones wagon. She has like rations, like whatever basic food. She doesn't have anything to trade or anything like that. She's literally going just to basically be legal representation. There's no real interest in anything else. Like, her job is just to get involved if there's any sort of legal issues, or like if there's any interest in continued communications from the outside. But for the most part, what happened, or what goes on in the Basin tends to be isolated in the Basin.
Also, what was the name of the person who sold the potion of eye popping?
I would have to go back very far for that.
Okay, because I'm assuming that because what my plans are, what my thoughts are, is like I would have gotten his contact information and like start trying to create like a supply chain as well.
Yeah, I honestly don't think I wrote down his name, and we didn't record that session, so we'll have to brainstorm something.
Okay. At least that's my idea, is like maybe I can get like a small cut, but just one, I think that it's a great, fantastic thing and I want other people to experience it. But if you're going to do something good, might as well get a small portion as well while also helping out the original creator.
Sure. If you want to do something like that, if you want to be a door-to-door salesman.
Basically.
Okay. Yeah,
except more of like trying to get them to or the creator to supply different places with that potion, so that way money can also be made and exchanged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we can brainstorm and figure things out. We can like do like a one-on-one to try and figure that out. We'll get that defined for you for sure.
Okay.
All right. Mers,
MERS.
You guys hear me?
There you are.
I think my internet's shit right now.
Okay. Whereabouts would you like to go?
I'm just gonna follow Nurse Talk.
Okay, so you're sitting in with wagon number 2 with Mick.
Yep.
Very well. So she responds a little bit like she's a little sheepish, I suppose you could say, as to why you just kind of randomly chose to use her cart as your travel spot, but very well. If it works for you. So your caravan ends up on their way. And we're having an issue with Balkar. He's not hearing anyone.
Oh, what?
Balkar's like stuck on.
Did just go to Whispers.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Uh,
There you are. Cool.
Thank you.
Hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Good.
Yeah, I can hear you. It's like, where did everybody go?
As a side note, it would be great to just take the eye popping potion and scare the hell out of a cat that's already timid. Great idea, and I won't, but it is tempting.
They were so concerned about whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether or not they should.
Exactly.
Alright, so the caravan starts on its way. So the path that the caravan is taking, you're going to need to get to about the south center of the basin before you actually start the path up the mountain and over. And because you're dealing with wagons, you can't really just like go straight over the mountain, because then you're like not working efficiently over the grade. It's kind of like, you know, how cars drive up. You don't just drive in a straight line, because that just stalls your engines. So you have probably at the rate wagons are going, it's expected that you've got a day or two before you start heading up, and then once you start heading up, you're gonna start hitting some steep spots, and then you'll eventually hit the peak, and then it'll be downhill from there, quite literally. They'll be coming around the mountain when they come. Indeed. So day one is you're pretty much just working your way towards the south center of the basin. It's not going to take you terribly long to get there. It's pretty mediocre. It's basically you're heading away from the foglands, so you don't have to worry about it. You're just going to keep an eye out. So if everyone could give me a perception check, that would be wonderful.
14.
Okay.
13. I got 13.
So towards the end of the day, you find yourselves, notably, Balkar, towards the back, you see an emaciated warg, um, kind of coming out of the woods towards your caravan, and it's looking hungry and desperate,
Mhm.
and it's eyeballing your wagon. Specifically, it's eyeballing the horse that is drawing your wagon.
Alright. Um. Okay, so I will get my shield and my axe up, and I'll shield the young politician Silver Dig, and I'll yell, "There's a war coming our way!"
Okay.
Nurse Oct! Mers! Ready for battle!
So, having alerted you, your attention is drawn to a very emaciated warg who is staring very, very hungrily at the horses drawing your wagons. What do you do?
Um, the wagon is moving quite slowly, right? We're going up the hill, right?
You're not going up quite yet. You're
Okay.
still getting to
Okay.
the south center where you'll start going up.
Gotcha. We need to keep these wagons move. I don't want them on the horse. All right. So I will jump down from the wagon and have my shield in front of me and my axe ready for battle. I'm hoping to have this war come to me rather than the wagon.
Okay. Anyone else?
Well, I'm assuming the whole caravan heard
Oh, yeah.
the war was that, right?
Yep.
Okay. If there are other wargs around, or is it if it's just the one?
Just the one. Normally, they're pack animals.
Got it. And I would assume that would be suspicious.
I mean, give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna do perception because I'm gonna help out. Does that give him like bonus or no?
You can assist, giving him advantage.
All right, then let me roll one more time. So 16 total.
Yeah. You can see it is emaciated.
Got it. Does it look like? Well, I mean, like, no, I not like at the warg. I was looking at, are there others
No,
like somewhere?
So just the one.
just the one.
Got it. Okay. Um, I'm assuming you could catch up to this.
Yeah. No, it's heading towards you.
I guess. But how far is it from us?
100 yards. Like it's getting closer.
Got it.
It's not moving very fast, but it's looking very hungry.
Got it. The caravan's still moving, correct?
Yep.
All right, I yell at Balkar. Balkar, get back on a caravan. wait until it gets closer. Wear it out a little bit, or let it wear itself out just a little bit more before it can get to us.
Valkar hears this and he looks at his short little legs and he looks up at the wagon. He goes and he tries to back pace as fast as he could. And he's like, I don't think I can make it up the wagon. I think I'm gonna have to fight this warg. Come now, help me, boy.
Give me your hand.
I'm too short. Merge, help me. Come fight this warg. But I just asked for help. But I'm pretty confident in myself. Now if I have to take this warg on, I will.
We're doing right now.
Right, because what I'm trying to do is, because we're going to eventually fight this thing, and I just yell at you, we don't know if there are others ahead. We don't want to leave it completely defenseless. So let it get a little closer, so that way we can attack it, but still keep the, caravan within defensible position.
Got it. But my legs are too short. I'm moving as fast as I can. I'm going backwards with my shield.
The wagons are okay. So the wagons are moving slow. The warg's moving medium, and you can catch up and get back in the wagon if you want.
Okay. So I turn around and I grab on top of there. I say, "Come on, Silver Dew, help me up, boy."
The diplomat just rolls her eyes and just
oh, it's a girl? Okay.
Yeah, she just rolls her eyes and just grabs your thumb and just yanks and pulls you up.
And I go, thank you.
It's like dwarves are good for short sprints, but not longer.
Yeah. So I kind of keep an eye on that warg as we go along. Where's Mers? Is she in the last wagon or?
They're both in the second wagon.
The second wagon, okay.
Okay, so the warg ends up getting closer. Closer.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my move. I'm gonna jump down.
It is about a round away from sprinting and attacking your horse.
Okay, I'm going down, and I'm gonna shield that horse as best as I could, or have him attack me.
Okay, roll initiative.
Okay. $13.
All right. What's your action?
Okay, I'm gonna attack. Okay, I'm gonna roll with a +7. I have 19
to hit.
And then I'm gonna do a second action again.
That hits it.
Should I do that or do damage first?
Do damage.
Okay. I did 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll do my second attack. And I have an 11.
Okay, that'll miss.
Okay.
But you've opened up a sizable gash across its neck and shoulder.
Okay. So as long as I have this beast upon me, and then I know the wagons could continue to move. Okay. Again, I'll have my shield at the ready, and I'm in combat sense.
Okay, what's your AC?
My AC is 19.
Okay, so the warg just takes the hit and it tries to bite you, but it just kind of comes up and just catches on your armor and it's not able to grab hold.
Good.
Okay, what's your action?
Okay. I'll continue the attack.
All right.
I'll swing with my axe, and I have 15.
That'll hit.
And I did 8 points of damage again.
Okay.
Is it within 60 feet?
And then I'll attack
Me?
again.
Probably not because it's all the way
No.
down by like, 3-4 carts away.
Uh,
What was your second attack?
Okay, I'm going to second attack. I did 8. I mean, I rolled 8 points. I rolled 8. Missed.
Yeah, that'll miss.
Mm-hmm.
That said, it's severely wounded. Another hit like that and it's going down. So it's gonna try and bite you, but it's again, it's not. It's so weak. Like you can see the thing is just like skin and bones. Like it hasn't eaten in a week.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna finish this beast. Let's go try. I had it. I rolled an 8. This, and I'll attack one more time. And I had a 20. I'll do 9 points of damage.
Yep, it's dead.
Okay. So it's dead. Do I notice if the caravan's continuing to move, or did they stop?
They're gonna keep going. Like your job is to protect them. Unless it's something major, they're not gonna slow down.
Okay.
Because they're not moving. They're not moving super fast. Like
okay, so I start backing up and start going back to the wagon.
Yeah.
And I'll look at Nursock and Merce. I'll give him the thumbs up.
I just nod and sit back forward again.
Okay. And I get back on the wagon. And I had that young lady pick up my thumb to help me up on the wagon again. Excuse the blood. Excuse the blood all over me.
yeah. Just go clean up.
So Silverdew, what are you doing with this wagon? Politics and stuff like that?
I'd rather be reading a book.
Malcolm laughs. And he opens up his backpack and gets a turkey leg and just starts gnawing on it. Whoa.
Yes, dwarves do.
Not this dwarf. I turn to the taxi. So Mictech, Nursock wants to know what kind of magic goods do you usually peddle?
Just trinkets for the most part. Shiny things. And she kind of holds up like a rather scintillating bauble, and she kind of like looks up to you, and you see her eyes kind of drawn back to it. Like it's it's largely toys. Like you can see she has a couple display cases in the back of her wagon that for the most part they're pretty low end stuff that are just little knickknacks. Nothing major, but she is ultimately just kind of like looking to travel around and compare what she has to what's out there. And maybe like just kind of either sell or trade or just But she's a little bit jumpy, but that's just because tabaxi kind of tend to have high energy in general.
Got it. Okay. And then so like I just start like talking with her, just trying to see like what got her into the trading business, and just making small talk just to make the time go by.
Okay. Well, she's a head. Yeah.
Tabaxi. That's Tabaxi.
Um,
Yo, what? Tabaxi.
Actually,
well, she's a hedge wizard, so she's not particularly skilled. Like you're far more skilled of a wizard than she is. Um, Curiosity is kind of what drives her.
well, you know what they say about curiosity.
It kills the cat. You should change wagons.
Do you really break out that quote?
No.
Yeah, you should.
Oh god. But talking with her and ask it, give a few pointers since I'm a little bit better of a wizard, and see if I can't help her out here and there. Just being pleasant and nice and that kind of thing.
You see that she has a very keen interest in what you have to show her.
And just like just giving her some like tips and tricks that my old masters had taught me and things that I had read in the books, or suggest to her some books that she could read and things like that.
Okay.
And then honestly, that's all I'm gonna do for the time being. When we stop, I'll probably trade wagons.
Okay.
And of course, like I'm also asking her questions about like life of Tabaxi and the cultures and things like that, just because that's what my character would do.
For the most part, she grew up in the city, so she doesn't have much experience with native Tabaxi culture. Um, but it's just kind of she's just not. She's curious about stuff, but she doesn't really fit in with many others of her kind. Like, there's Triarch is such a huge melting pot that there's not a whole lot of cultural traditionists. Um, like, kind of dwarves are probably the closest to that. Dwarves and elves. But that's because Fey influences with the elves, and then dwarves just kind of do their own thing.
Got it. Okay.
And then like there's literally Fey, so Fey are kind of like elves to the extreme. So elves, while they are Fey, they're not like all elves are Fey, but not all Fey are elves. So the fact that there's actually a Fey kingdom nearby as well, um, elves or the actual Fey have a significant cultural influence nearby that makes some difference on that front as well.
Okay. Got it. And yeah, of course, I give her like my contact information that if she needs help or has questions or you know what I mean, just or needs pointers, then that way she can get a hold of me and I can try and help out the best I can.
You give her your Instagram page.
Your magic
Basin.
email.
All right. Mers, anything?
I'm just listening to this whole conversation.
Okay. So rest of the day pretty uneventful. I'm gonna kind of skip over day 2. Ends up being rainy. The wagons kind of go through a fair bit of thick muck, but is otherwise uneventful.
Day 2, I'll have switched to Mr. Coin Clutch's wagon.
Very well.
And I'll have been asking him questions about like how one would start selling things on a trade route and just trying to get information on how to do that. And explain to him about the eye popping potions and see like how best to market them and just that kind of thing.
He seems thoroughly disgusted by the potion. He wonders why anyone would want to buy them.
Well, I explained that it might help, especially for hunters or maybe in adventurers. That way that they can peek around corners, they can see. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to hype it up as best as I can to not make it seem completely disgusting, and also can do it as like a practical joke potion as well.
He starts like shuddering a little bit, like, okay, if you say so.
I offer him a sip.
No, thank you. Tell you what, if you want to learn about businesses, uh, perhaps go talk with that glass tinker guy. He might be able to talk with you about trading. I don't want to get into that alchemy stuff.
I just say, okay, thank you very much. And then the third day, I'll go to the glass tinker.
Okay, so third day breaks into a full blown rainstorm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty mucky, and you end up getting also beset by a band of brigands.
Oh,
Yeah, and they head you off at the front of the whole pass. So the entire caravan comes to a halt.
You said by brigands?
Yes. And you hear shouting coming from up front. Give us 100 gold if you want to pass this bridge.
Who's in front? Is it Merv still?
I was in the second one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still with the elf. I'm like near the back end. I go, what's the hold up?
Hey, you could hear the guy shouting.
No, okay. Okay. I step down and I head to the front and I look at Nursock. So what do you think?
Keep an eye on the rear in case they decide to trap us.
So you're getting out of your wagon and walking?
Yeah. I was walking up there, but I talked to Nursock, and Nursock told me to stay in the back, so I decided to just step back. But I'm off the wagon.
Okay, the moment you get out of your wagon,
Mm-hmm.
a crossbow bolt shoots and pierces the ground at your feet.
Okay. And I try to jump back up top of the wagon with my shield on my back. Whoa. Stay in your wagons. Stay in your wagon. I go like that.
Perception check, everyone. Assuming that you're trying to look and see where said crossbow bolts and, bandits, brigands are.
I had 16.
15.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Okay. You're able to spot all of them. There are 6 in total. So there are 3 up front, and there are 3. You guys are like going up the mountain pass now. There are 3 up in the rocky outcroppings above the mountain pass.
Patrick, can we see? Can all of us see that as as a group, or just only Mers?
I would say all of you. Yeah.
Okay. $100 gold pieces, or we
To pass safely.
lob some heads off.
Or deal with some bandits. Your job is to protect the caravan, yes.
Nursock,
You have like
what's the call?
How well outfitted are they?
Studded leathers, just leathers in general, crossbows.
Got it. Okay, and then
Like,
the ones up top, how high up are they?
not too high. Like, they're within range. They have partial cover just because they're trying to hide, but I would say they're probably about 30-40 feet up.
Got it. Okay. Well, that doesn't make my plan any better. I yell back, Balkar, you're the warrior. What do you want?
There's a big smile on my face, and I go, "Give him the coin."
And so, okay. So would the coin come from like all of us?
From the back, you hear Max says just at you, "What do you think we bloody pay you for? Get out there and fight them!"
I mean, he does have a point. All right, can I see the guys up top on the
Bloody mercs, go on, get!
Jesus.
He's gonna get a crossbow in that guy's head. Balkar waits for Nursock, knowing that he's the most experienced and the lead of this group. But he has his axe and shield ready.
I talked. I just. Wait, with the mountain pass, kind of a shitty idea, shitty thing to do. But anyways, with the mountain pass, like, where are they blocking it off? Like, if we were to move past them, would we be able to get up to where the three up on top are?
There's just a very small bridge that had to be constructed to just keep going. Just to kind of like support, going upward. It's not like a huge bridge, but it's just like a convenient spot for them to convene and block people from crossing.
Got it. Okay. So once we get onto the bridge, there's no way to get back to that one spot then.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to be able to turn around anyways, not like this.
Mhm.
At least not easily.
Oh, okay, got it. I just say personally, I think we should just fork up the 100 gold. They're too defensive. They're too defensible up top,
Yeah,
and it'll be harder for us to get to them. And we
yeah.
don't
I
have.
can't
I'm the only
reach
ranged
them.
person, and I have limited spells.
Yeah, yeah. Outside of speaking, I think that's a better call. But
They can destroy the bridge if anything, right?
Well, personally, I was thinking we could pay them, get the caravan across, and then go back and slaughter all of them and take the gold back.
that sounds good too. I like that plan
Yeah.
too. And then we'll take all their loot.
Yeah. What? I yell out and say, yeah, just ask if I can step out of the caravan to speak to the leader, and that I'm unarmed.
Nice.
You and only you.
All right. I leave my. I don't even think I have a sword actually.
Unarmed.
You're a brave soul. You're a brave soul, laddie.
Yeah. Well, I guess I have a short sword that will never be used, but I'll leave that in the caravan.
You have 10 seconds to start moving.
Yep, I leave it and start walking towards the front of the caravan. And get up to the front.
Okay.
And I just hail them and show that I have no weapons on me whatsoever.
Okay.
And I say, it's just like, sorry, lost my train of thought here. And just say, so 100 gold, and you promise to leave us be.
Yeah.
Can I look around to see, like, now that I'm up there and have like a different view? Can I see, is it only still just 6 of them, or are there more?
There's the 3 in front and 3 in the hill.
Got it. Okay. Basically, I say we'll pay your 100 gold, as long as we make sure that the whole caravan makes it safely to the other side. And once they get there, then we'll pay your 100 gold. Like, me and the other 2 will stay on their side of the bridge.
You pay the gold now, or I turn you into a pincushion.
I think about it for just a second and say, how about we do half now and half when the rest of the caravan makes it to the other side?
You pay the gold now, or I turn you into a pincushion. I'm not gonna repeat myself. He aims his
Okay.
crossbow.
Like, come now, boy. I go like that.
I just put up like a finger.
Roll initiative.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah. Oh, nat 20.
$21 for me.
Okay.
5 for me.
What are you doing, Nursock?
Well, didn't Balcar got a nat 20?
I don't do that. Just you rolled 21. Unless he
Well,
has modifiers that bump him to 21 or 22.
Yeah, I'll have modifiers. That's 23.
23. Okay. What are you doing?
I'm going to the closest target I can get to
Okay.
from where I'm at,
What's your movement
and
speed?
I'll attack. My movement speed is right here, 25 feet.
Okay, so you can get halfway up the hill.
All right. And I have my shield and my axe ready for battle. Actually, if I sprint, can I get in? Can I get within Nurse Hawk's?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, yeah, I'll do that so that way, if he does try to attack Nurse Hawk, he'll attack me. That's my intentions. Is that possible?
I suppose so.
Great. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so you've run up to the front car, or the front wagon. Narsak, what are you doing?
They're attacking, right?
They are all intending to fire their crossbows at you.
Okay. I'm going to cast Greater Invisibility on myself and then move slightly from where they think I am.
Okay. So they are somewhat perplexed.
Right, and I'm going to try and move like around to get to behind them.
So you're just dashing forward.
Not dashing, well, unless I can squeeze through where they don't touch me or where I don't touch them.
I mean, they're kind of blocking off a fairly narrow bridge. Like,
Right. Well, I'm talking about like, can I get like to the side of them or like behind them? That's what I mean.
Yeah, I suppose so. You can at least get off their angle.
Okay. And I'll move more towards the side that goes like up to the rocks. So I'm assuming that there would be a path to get up there. 'Cause how else did they get up there?
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm trying to go, is like up in that direction.
Okay. Mers.
And
No.
oh,
Was there
that's
more?
my turn.
It was-
Mers, your turn.
Even though I'm like 5.
They rolled really crappy.
From any of them?
What was that?
What's my distance from them?
You're in cart number 2. Like, you can get up to the front row without too much difficulty.
Yeah, so I'm gonna move forward. So that's the reason why, like, I'm trying to see like how far, like if I move up, how far would I be for like where Nursock was originally with those guys?
I mean, he was in front of the front cart, which is like, I don't know, like 20 feet at most.
All right. I thought they were like in a distance.
Yeah, these bandits, they stopped you pretty close. They're not very far at all.
All right. So I'm gonna use my cantrip True Strike and basically like point my finger at the main guy that was talking to Nursok.
Okay. So you're trying to buff the enemy?
No, so like True Strike gives me advantage on first attack rolls.
Gotcha. So you're
And it
buffing
lets me
yourself.
see the defense. So whoever I point to, I see the defense of them.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, Let me double check the details on that. So your magic grants you brief insight into the target's defenses. That is like flavor text part of the spell. Is on your next turn you gain advantage on your first attack roll against the target.
All right. So
That
that's
is
what I'm gonna.
that is the mechanical portion.
Okay. So not this attack, but next attack.
Yep.
And I'm gonna use. Trying to see which one's my bonus action right now. I'm gonna do Shield of Faith of myself.
Okay. Um. But okay, Shield of Faith is a bonus action. Good. Okay. The problem is both are concentration spells.
Oh shit! All right.
So to put up Shield of Faith, you would have to drop your concentration on True Strike.
Never mind. Not gonna do Shield of Faith then.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna hold my action or my bonus, or not even hold the bonus. I'm just gonna not do it.
Okay, so are you just holding your action entirely?
Yes. Well, True Strike's an action.
Okay, so you're sticking with True Strike. I'm trying to verify what your stated action is for the turn.
I'm guessing like what I'm trying to do is analyze my opponent.
Okay, so you're sticking with True Strike. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Right, because I can't use it right now. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, so True Strike gives you advantage on your next turn's first attack.
Yeah, so I'm saving it.
Yeah. Oh, it's you just buffed yourself, that's it.
Yes.
Okay. Alright. So so Nursok disappeared. This'll be funny. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope.
I realized that I broke Megan's dumb and just went.
So all 6 of them try and shoot at Balkar, and all 6 of them basically fail to hit him. So, Balkar, what do you do?
so now I'm gonna attack the leader.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use okay, so if I hit him, I have a thing called sweeping attack, and I will burn one of my superiority die. I have 5 of these.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use one right now, and it'll allow me to damage any other opponent that's within 5 feet of the leader.
Gosh, I love Battle Masters.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I will roll. I have a I have 15.
That hits.
Nice. And it does let me see. Plus, we'll do that will do 9 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'll attack again. And I got 13.
That also hits.
And that will do 8 points of damage.
How do you kill this guy? Because you've darn near doubled his hit points in terms of damage done. These guys are chumps, like.
Okay. So he died?
Yes.
Oh God. Was I able to sweep and hit anybody near him?
Yes. Both times.
Nice. Oh yes. Sweet. And okay, so I just have my shield ready at the ready again. And that's it.
How much does the sweep do?
Oh,
Yeah.
the sweep will do okay, so okay. You can expend once per die to deal damage to another creature within 5 feet of the original target and within your reach. If the original attack would hit it, equal to the number you roll on the superiority die. Is +8.
So do you hit the same target twice?
Yeah.
If you hit the same target twice, you killed both of them.
Okay. Yeah.
So describe how you kill both of them.
Oh God. So I did 2 attacks. So I just aimed for their necks and I just went and I came back again and just took it all off. Blood squirting all over the place, all over me. And I'm just smiling. Heads are rolling.
In as the third bandit standing there sees this, you look at him and you smell the sour scent of urine as he stands there horrified at what has just happened.
Good way to scare everyone off.
If I can say anything, I'll say, "Run, boy!"
That's most definitely what he's gonna do if he gets a turn.
And I turn back and I say, "Run, all of you!"
Alright. Nursok?
Okay, so what I was trying to do is like try and walk up the path to where those other 3 were. Like, how close together are they?
Pretty close together.
I
They're
wonder if
not
they're
like
just
they're not like 5
gonna-
feet apart, but they're pretty close together. Like
But
10 feet
within a
apart each.
20-foot sphere?
What was that?
I said within a 20-foot sphere.
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna like they haven't noticed me yet, right?
You're invisible.
I'm just making sure. Like I'm gonna get to try and get to a spot where like I'm behind them if I can, but far and
You
away
would,
that I can cast ball.
if you were to literally get behind them, you would be in that sphere.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna say as far enough away, but I'm going to cast Fireball on all 3 of them.
Roll. What is it? What's the check? What's the save on it for you? Nartok?
Say again?
What's the save?
They must make a dexterity saving throw of 14 or greater.
One botched. The other most definitely failed. And one did save.
Okay, so the 2 that saved take half damage.
Mm-hmm. No, only one saved, but yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
So what's the damage?
I'm rolling it right now. Sorry, it's 8d6s. Uh, 36 total.
They all die anyways.
For 6s.
That killed everybody.
Alright, Mers,
I'll be
what
back.
do you do?
Was there anyone left?
There is the one guy who wet himself.
I'm not gonna do anything because I'm pretty sure he needs to run now.
He will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna bother killing him. I'm gonna let him go.
Okay. So, yeah, he runs and the wagon picks up, and you hear muttering coming from Maxis in the back. It's just like, oh my gosh, these guys, like, they were afraid of that. Anyhow,
I call back and say, "Afraid no. Tactfully gonna negotiate, yes."
next time, do your job.
We did. Now sit down. Get back in your caravan.
He kinda is.
Just talking shit in the back.
Well, fine. I guess I'll say, sit down, shut up, unless you want to handle it.
He continues muttering under his breath at the very least.
All right, I'm gonna go check the 3 that I engulfed.
What are you looking for?
See if there's anything salvageable left.
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think so. All right, I'm gonna come back down to the main caravan then.
Yeah, these.
Well, I could actually check to see if they have like a store or like a chest or where they might be keeping the things where they've been robbing other people.
Well, the caravan's gonna keep moving. So I'll tell you what. How long do you want to look for?
5 to 10 minutes. That should be enough for me to catch up to the caravan fairly easily.
Okay.
I'll help him out and look around too, and I'll tell him, "Good job, laddie."
So I will give you one investigation check per 5 minutes per person.
All right, my first one is 15.
I'm afraid you find nothing.
Well, I got an 8.
I'm afraid you find nothing.
What about a 19?
You find a small lockbox.
Okay, I'll go ahead and grab the lockbox.
Okay.
Can I roll again?
Are you gonna keep searching?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm, 2.
Then you do not find anything.
Yeah.
All right. About how far is the caravan right now?
10 minutes ahead.
Well, I mean, like, can I still see them? That's what I mean.
Come now, buddy. I start heading towards back the wagon.
You're gonna have to trot for quite a ways because
Yeah.
they're gonna keep going,
Yeah.
and that means not only do you have to match their pace, but increase it. So just
Yeah.
matching their pace,
Mm-hmm.
you would have to travel that same distance for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Come now, Moonsock. Let's go.
Like I said, dwarves are good long distance runners.
Yeah. We better get started. Come now, Moonsock. I'm gonna start pacing myself.
Screw it, I'll waste this nat 20 and just go back to the caravan. Damn it. Alright, yeah, I'll head back to the caravan.
Alrighty.
And once I get back to the caravan, I'll go to the glass tinker, hit back to that one, and start working on trying to open up this lockbox.
Alright. How do you want to open it?
Let me see if I can do this.
It's a pretty mundane looking padlock on it.
Right, okay. Would I be able to use my shape water to fill just the inside of like where the locking mechanism is,
Oh,
and try and expand the water to break that mechanism?
that's pretty good. That's pretty creative.
I don't think shape water lets you make ice like that.
So it just says freeze water. You can freeze water provided there are no creatures in it. The water freezes in 1 hour. It doesn't specify anything else.
But I'm not sure that it lets you force it, because what happens is when you freeze water is the excess water ends up pushing back outwards if they're through the area of least resistance. I think you're gonna have to be a little more creative than that.
Got it. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna turn to the guy in the caravan saying, "Hey, do you have anything that might open this?"
Yeah, there you go.
So Grethus looks back at you and it's like, I might. Here, you take the reins. And the gnome hops back and like pulls open a trunk and starts digging through the trunk, and you see him kind of like start burrowing through, and if you glance back, he's digging so far deep into the trunk, it doesn't seem quite natural. Almost like there's more stuff in the trunk than could possibly fit in the trunk. Come on, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, just and just you hear all sorts of clanging and clattering, and eventually he pops back out of his trunk and says, "No, I can't find it. I used to have some sort of skeleton key that might have done the job, but it looks like it's gone. Probably someone bought it." Sorry, bud. You'd probably be able to find something in the town we're going to. It's a pretty big town, quite full of magic items of various types. At least so I've heard.
Okay. You know what? Why not? I'm gonna yank on it just to see if it might just pop open.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check.
Yeah, this ain't gonna go well. I lied. Not nat, but 20.
What? Not bad.
19 plus 1. Yeah.
Alright.
Nice.
The lock stays intact, but you rip the loop off, and you're able to open the chest.
Nice.
All right. Cool. I'll take a look to see what's inside.
So you find the bandits' collective savings of 23 gold, 9 silver, and 5 gold teeth.
Gold teeth. I just kind of look at the teeth, kind of disgusted like, and kind of put everything into my bag of holding.
All right. Anything else? Anything else? Anyone? Bueller?
I'll start talking to my guy about like the potions and trying to create like a supply for them or something like that.
Well, I don't know what's involved in making the potion that you're talking about. It sounds like it's got some pretty uncommon ingredients. Or at the very least, painfully obtained ingredients. I mean, if you want to get some sort of supply line going, and the main thing is it's just transporting them is the biggest deal. There's a variety of ways you can do that. You can use magical means to transport them. You can pay someone to transport them back and forth for you. Then that usually has a cost of some sort or another. And much like you're doing right now, is those costs can also come with the cost of security. Then there's other means, like for instance, if you were to do some sort of magical means of transportation, like for instance, there's I'm sure there's probably some advanced dimensional pockets if you can find some wizard that's skilled enough. I mean, I may be wrong, but you may have some expertise in the conjuring arts yourself, right? perhaps you can make some sort of arrangements to obtain the material goods that you're selling and then transport the shares of the proceeds. The main matter when it comes to business deals is facilitating transactions.
I just kind of nod, and I'm like writing all this down in my little notebook. Go, okay, sir, these are great. This is a fantastic idea. I was just, you know, just soaking in as much as I possibly can.
Okay. And he also tells you, there's a variety of other things you can do. You can set up mobile carts. You can find regular clientele that are specifically in demand of goods, and that might be the best thing to do for such niche, eclectic items. He says kind of quaveringly in regards to the specific potion you're talking about. And alternatively is just simply setting up your own shop, and that is most certainly something that you can do. And then just setting up a more direct supply line, which might be a fair bit cheaper, being as you don't have to deal with the potential for changing supply routes and having unorthodox shifts and changes happening on that front either.
Okay, yeah, got it. That makes sense.
All of these are definitely options. You can always piggyback off and find joint ventures and many other things like that.
All right, that works for me for now, at least. I might come ask you more questions and pepper you about ideas and how to market it, if you don't mind.
Alrighty. Are you gonna be using that box?
I look at the box and say, well, actually, um, if you can find a way to get the lock off, I can mend it back and make it good as new, and you can have it.
He looks at the box, casts he points at it, casts mending on it, and it fixes the lock. And then he's like, I'll figure out something for the lock. And then
Okay.
he just sets it on just like one of the little mini shelves on the side of his cart. He's like, I'll figure something out for it.
Okay. Yeah, you gave me a lot of helpful information, so I feel, yeah, go ahead and have it.
Thanks.
Nursock appreciates your help.
Alrighty. So as the caravan comes to a crawl for the night, it starts to get dark and you come to a clearing and you're at the bottom of the Windless Hill. So this is the first steep part of the hill, and what's going to be happening here, and this is where Afa and her protege set up the winches. Now, basically what's going to happen is you will hook the winches to the wagons, and you're going to have to make collective skill checks to basically assist the horses in hauling the wagons up the hills. Basically, because pretty much all of these wagons are being hauled by a single horse, and when you're dealing with something like just a horse can climb a pretty steep hill, but they don't have the traction for hauling a whole wagon up said hill. not at that kind of angle. Just a little bit too much asking.
Got it. Okay.
So you camp for the night. Are there any changes to the wagon order or anything like that in the meantime?
Not for me.
All right. So the following day comes, and let me pull out the details for these hills, just to double check. So a long steep embankment is the only way forward here. Too steep for the heavily laden wagons to traverse without aid. A slow and laborious process involves dragging the wagons up the slope with a heavy winch called a windlass. Interestingly enough, there are also what's called windlass crossbows. Dude, you can still join us.
Oh, there's that before.
There's Alpha herself.
Alpha.
Interestingly enough, there's actually what's called windlass crossbows, and that's like the crossbows where you actually had to do the hand crank to pull back the rope for the for winding the launching string back. Okay, so we may or may not get Alpha. So anyhow, that said, the gear ratio is pretty bad, so it's basically just an endurance run. So at least half of you will need to make a pretty easy athletics check to help the caravan get over the hill. On a failure of at least half of you, everyone's going to take an exhaustion level, and then you're going to have to try again. And otherwise, you're just going to get slowed down by a day. You can, obviously rest to keep moving forward without too much trouble. Understood?
Okay.
Alrighty. So there is not much else going on, but individually, Alpha and her protege did set these up for you, so they're all set to go. I am going to need everyone to make an athletics check. It says at least half of you, so I'm gonna say it needs to be at least 2 out of the 3 of you. And we'll go from there.
I rolled a 14.
That'll make it.
10. 10.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
All right. So that is at least 2 out of the 3. I'm gonna make the DC 12, not 10, because 10 is a little easy for, like, this is meant to be a level 1 to 3 adventure. So you guys are able to get the caravan up to the top of this first slope. You are aware there are 2 more to go that are on this path. So going forward, you have a little bit more just regular travel for the day. And you will reach another clearing, and you have another night's rest before you end up hitting the base of another windless hill. Do you have any interest in talking or resting, or switching caravan wagons prior to going up the next hill. All right. So I'm going to have everyone make a check again because you are at the next windless hill.
So athletics.
Yep.
Nat 20.
Kaboom.
22.
Kaboom. All right. You guys are able to just haul those wagons all the way up there. The horses are super happy that they didn't have to do it themselves. And from here, you can see the peak. You're not at the peak yourselves. But you're going to need to basically rest for the evening before moving onward. There's one more windless hill, but it is not tonight. That said, you see some pretty thick clouds coming in, and after resting for the night, you wake up into a thunderstorm. And it's loud because you're pretty much in the clouds right now.
Yeah, I'll make sure the reins are secure with the horses, and I don't know. I don't know if I can calm them down or anything, but I'm sure they're probably afraid.
Go ahead and give me an animal handling check.
You good at it. I got a 13.
Okay. You're able to calm them down a little bit and get them huddled together and chilled out. They're definitely not happy. You're practically in the clouds. Given what's going on, pretty much everyone's general thought is to basically move the caravan wagons under the trees that are nearby. Just largely for the sake of, hey, let's have a lightning rod. And it makes sense, so that happens. I'm gonna need everyone to make a perception check.
9.
8.
12.
9, 8, and a 12. Oof.
I told you, my dice.
Okay. Everyone gets to roll initiative.
16.
10.
5.
Okay. So while you guys are cowering under the nearby trees in this thunderstorm, you are so distracted by what's going on, you barely notice until it's almost too late. You are beset by a couple of owlbears. These creatures are big, burly, feathery, and beaked, and they are not happy that you are sitting right next to their cave.
No.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. So, Balkar.
I got armor class 19.
That you do. So you're gonna take 1 hit, which is gonna be 9 piercing damage. As its claws miss you or scrape off your armor, and its beak sinks into your shoulder. And Mers, I apologize in advance if this gets ugly.
Yeah, fine.
What's your AC?
16.
16. Actually, you got lucky.
Oh, thank God.
Because these guys double attack, and this guy rolled low.
Oh, thank God.
So you are able to nimbly step side to side as this owlbear is ferociously clawing and raking at you. All right, in order of initiative, your turns. I believe Belkar went first, yes?
Oh, okay. All right. I'm gonna go attacking with my hand axe. Are these creatures considered? No, they're not giants though, right?
They're technically monstrosities. Because they're basically mutants.
With my axe, giant slayer.
No, they're not giants.
Okay, not giants. Got it.
Giants
Okay.
are giants.
Yeah, giants.
And I
There
think
it is.
trollkins? But yeah, anyways.
I have 22.
22 will hit.
And I do I will do 9 points of damage. And
Okay.
then I'll attack again. And I had a 9.
9 will miss.
Okay, I'll bring my shield back up. And that'll be it.
All right. Nursok, your turn.
All right. Let's see here.
You're too close to the caravan to fireball.
Please.
Well,
no.
damn it. Well, not with that attitude, it isn't.
You are too close to the caravan to safely fireball.
Yeah.
Also, Maxis is
Okay.
taunting you to kill these things fast.
Yes. Okay. All right. Are there any rocks near me?
Certainly.
Like, yeah, way
Considering
about
these
5
things
pounds?
came out of a cave.
Right. Well, I mean, you never know. But let's see here. No, I don't want to do that. Never mind. Never mind. Let's do Witch Bolt at 3rd level.
Okay.
All right, and let me roll. 18.
18 hits. And which one are you attacking?
Whichever one was closest to me.
You're kind of between them. One's attacking one friend and one's attacking the other.
Okay. I guess just because, she's a greenie and she's new to the guild, I'll go the one that's attacking her.
Okay.
No offense to Balkar.
Okay. None taken.
21.
Nice.
Very nice.
21 damage.
Yes.
Wow.
Did you just murk this thing?
Certainly hit it for a lot. It reels in pain.
3d12.
Wow.
And I'm gonna try and like stay out of strike range.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Mers.
My turn. So this thing is like right up on me, right?
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna attack.
Also, it's a
with-
large, so it's 10 by 10. Not that that matters because it's theater of the mind, but just letting you know, it's big.
I'm gonna cast spiritual weapon at 2nd level.
Okay.
I got a 15. Ugh.
15 hits. What kind of damage are we looking at?
Sorry, adding it right now. It is a 9. It wasn't high.
All right. 9. All right. So, circling back. Balkar! You luck out. Both attacks glance off of you. And Mers, you are not so lucky.
Ooh.
You are most definitely not so lucky. I am very, very sorry.
No.
And where's my... So the owlbear in retaliation swipes at you with its claws, dealing 17 slashing damage
Ah.
as it then sinks its beak right into your neck for an additional 12 piercing damage.
Well, shit.
The total on that would come to 29 damage.
Oh yeah, way over.
What?
'Cause I'm only at like 24 max.
24 max at level 7?
Oh shit, are we doing level 7? I thought you said we're level 3.
No.
I was gonna say it.
Jesus. No, because I thought yesterday, or when we had the last session, it was me and what's her name was at like level 3.
No, these are level 7. We
Oh
we
my
talked
God.
we talked about downgrading to level 3, and then she said no, she can do level 7. I'm like, okay, then do level 7.
Oh Jesus, well I missed that entirely.
Okay, so cleric, give yourself an extra just off the top of your head. Braining, you have like an extra, 32 hit points? Plus Constitution modifier.
Yeah, I was about to say, how am I a wizard and I have more health than you?
Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, whoa, 24 only.
I am sorry for the miscommunication on that front.
Oh, Jesus. So at level 7, I would be at 52 hit points.
That sounds much better. All right. So, going back up to the top, we have Belkar.
Okay. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna hit him with my hand axe, and I have 17.
17 will hit.
And that would be 7 points of damage, and I'll attack again, and I got 17 again,
Okay.
and that would be 5 points of damage.
All right. Any other actions?
I'll just raise my shield again.
All right. Ursak,
Alrighty.
you have just seen your newbie become a snack for a giant bird bear.
Right, and that does not make me happy. So I'm going to cast Witch Bolt again, but at the 2nd level.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, isn't Witch Bolt the one that you lock on with?
Hold on.
And so you just get to keep doing damage? I could be wrong on that.
I think so. On a hit, the target takes 1d12 lightning damage. And on each of your turns for the duration, you can use your action to deal 1d12 lightning damage to the target automatically.
Gotcha. Now, I don't know if the scaled up spell does scaled up continuous damage.
No, it just says the initial damage is increased by 1d12 for each slot of first.
Got it.
So, yeah, I'll just keep that going.
Okay. So go ahead and roll your automatic damage then.
That would be 10.
Gotcha. All right. And Mers.
Now I'm really gonna have to rethink everything. Oh Jesus. So when he attacked that bird, did it kind of like push the bird back at all, or what?
No,
Whatever he just-
it did continuous damage. It does damage and then it kind of does a lock on beam and doing electrical damage, I believe.
Yes, lightning damage.
I want to get away from this bird.
Technically, it's more bear than bird. Like,
Okay. I'm just thinking bird. I don't know why.
well, it is called an owl bear, but it's more bear than bird.
All right. Well, I'm gonna run from it. Like, get myself some distance from it.
Do you have means to disengage? Otherwise, it will get an attack of opportunity.
Trying to think. This thing just fucking killed me. Almost killed me. You know what? Fuck it. I'm like struggling right now.
Sorry, guys. I had to go leave for a bit. My dogs were just jumping out because of the fireworks.
No worries.
Yeah, I'm back.
So I'm just gonna do healing word on myself to give me that bonus action, and then I'm just gonna go on my action and yeah, like disengage and leave
Okay.
and get distance. I'm gonna do like healing word in second level.
Sounds good.
All right, so like I healed for 7, so yeah, and then like I said, I'm gonna.
Okay, so you disengage and step away. Malar will remember that. Okay, if that is your action, Owlbear number 1 is trying to get a tasty dwarf snack. Glances off heavy armor. Owlbear number 2 tries to get a tasty dwarf snack. Ursak, what's your AC?
Not good. 12.
Owlbear number 2 gets a tasty dwarf snack. Between the clawing and the biting, you take a good 22 points of damage.
Oh, fun.
He is an owlbear.
It's alright. I'll just keep chugging.
And that would be to the top. Belkar. Valgar. Tending the dogs, maybe? Again? Are you back with us?
Oh yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry, I had to open the door for a bit. Okay. What's going on?
So Mers disengaged, and the owlbear is now attacking Nursok.
Oh,
Making a nice little Nursok snack. And wondering what your action is.
oh, so it's like an action. Okay, good. All right. How many owlbears are left? There's still 2.
There's still 2.
Oh, okay. So I'll continue to attack, and then I will use a sweeping attack, and I'll use my superiority.
Alright.
Do that. Oh, nat 20.
That will most definitely hit. And crit. So dice twice, math once.
Mm-hmm. So that's 13. No, it's 9 damage. Plus is that double damage?
You roll you roll the dice twice, and then any math numbers, so like pluses, only get added once.
Could you put them back in the, please? Thank you. Just close it. Thanks, son. Okay, so let me go ahead and 9, 16 damage for that one.
And how much cleave?
And then 1.
Just 1 cleave damage?
Is that just a cleave? How?
That's your sweeping attack. So
Oh yeah.
did you roll the sweeping attack twice as well?
Oh, I do that twice. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so let me roll it twice. Okay. Ooh, 20 damage.
Okay. So your sweeping attack hits so hard that it kills the second owlbear.
Nice. Okay, and then I'll have one more attack. And does an 18 hit?
Yes, it does.
Hold on. 5 points of damage. And then I'll raise my shield again.
All right. So the remaining owlbear is looking pretty worse for wear. Nursok, it is your turn.
Okay, so the owlbear I've been working on is dead, though, right?
Yes.
Okay. Since it doesn't transfer. Fireball. No, I'm just kidding.
Just trying to light everything on fire, aren't you?
Roll around here, man.
Sorry.
Wait a minute.
My gosh.
Oh, dude, you were the sensible one. Okay. So how rough is it looking?
Pretty bloodied up. Like it's taken quite a few sword slashes to the face.
Okay.
Or axe
I'm
slashes.
I'm gonna cast my cantrip of Sorry, I was looking for my dice while I was trying to talk, but I'm going to cast my cantrip of Ray of Frost.
All right.
Nat 20.
Wow. Awesome.
Roll it.
Oh, sorry. I was talking and not pushing the button like the genius I am.
It often helps to push the button.
God.
Push the
Oh,
button,
Tyler.
Kronk.
Yes, buttons help. So I was asking, I get a roll, since it's 2d8, I get a roll 4, right?
Dice twice, math once.
Okay. So, yes, four rolls of a d8.
Yep.
Then the answer is 22 damage.
Wow.
Describe how your ray of frost kills this thing.
Jesus.
Nice.
Basically, like, you know Elsa from Frozen, like she just throws out the whole frost ray kind of a thing, where it's like just this bright white kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically that, and it's just a continuous stream, and eventually ice just forms over this bird, and it just stops flapping, and it falls and shatters.
Cool.
And there we go. But again, it is more bear than owl. Like.
Mhm.
I think we're still on this mindset of bird.
Yeah, I guess it's true too. Well, then, you know,
Can't eat
it
it.
just, like, flops over and shatters.
All right. All right. So that encounter is over.
Wow.
Everyone is kind of pretty shaken up, especially when they look out of their wagons and see the horrifically like gigantic beasts that are there. And you see the you see the Max is like, I wonder if I should maybe pay for someone to carve that up into a trophy or something. Like, but he's kind of like, yeah, because at the same time, there's just so much blood.
You know what? I'll try to get some of that pelt, whatever they have in the owlbear. I'll carve it up.
So you want to try and skin it?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a survival check.
Mm-hmm. 16.
Not bad. You know, pretty general rule of thumb. You're able to, like, considering most of the damage that was done to the non-frozen one was magical in nature, you're able to pretty cleanly do a fairly generic, just okay, here's how you cut a pelt off. Like, you have an owlbear pelt.
Cool.
Malar would approve.
Awesome. Um,
Anyone else actions?
I asked. I told um Nursock if any of this owlbear material might be used for his magic. You know, I just throw it out there.
You have a point. So yeah, I go and help seeing what else I can harvest for the magical purposes.
I'm not sure if, like, just general, like, I think feathers might be useful for some spell reagents, but I don't know if anything in particular. Like, if you know of any spell reagents that are specific to owlbears, then by all means, like, go ahead and make a check to harvest them. I don't know of any off the top of my head.
I don't know either. That's why I was just trying to do like a general grab just in case. But
I'm gonna need you to know that one. Like,
okay.
if you know of a specific reagent that you need to target for. It's kind of hard as the DM to like know every inch of the spell book like that. Like, there's hundreds upon hundreds of spells. So, yeah. Um like, I trust that if you're casting a spell, you have the required components on hand, and that you have the means to either have acquired them or you do have them on hand. So
Got it. Okay.
it's a little bit of a trust system there. So I'm not scrutinizing it too closely,
Right. No,
but
I guess from the,
yeah,
like 3 seconds that I've looked at, it was just saying that because they're dangerous to acquire ingredients for potion or charms, that it can be a good like sellable item.
gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would say, like, by all means, like, grab feathers, grab beaks, whatever. Like, um, maybe you could make a deal with Grethis for some containers to grab, and potentially, I don't think he would have any pickling materials because he's not an alchemist. He's a magic tools guy. But you can maybe get some containers, and if you can get to an alchemist, you could try and pickle some organs. The problem is, like, you don't have specialty equipment, most likely, unless you guys
Right.
are an alchemist.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you
I'll
have
just do
specialty
the.
equipment? Like, if you do, then great. But
Yeah, not for alchemy, I don't believe.
yeah, like, Grethis might have some generic containers, but like, stuff will rot.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll just do the feathers, beaks, and claws.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
stuff that won't degrade.
Right.
Okay.
And also gonna want to check their cave to see if there's anything in there.
Lots of bones.
Okay. Then after I have their feathers, beaks, and well, how many feathers can I collect?
Uh, I'd say roll me a d20 per owlbear for how many that were not damaged that you can also remove without damaging.
Got it. Okay.
Unfortunately, I don't have my alchemy book. Like,
know.
I have one kickstarted.
Yeah, one owl bear is 15.
Okay.
The other owl bear is 9.
Okay. There you go.
24 feathers. Yeah.
Let me double check. Project update. I'm trying to see if I actually have a digital copy of my alchemy book somewhere. I don't think I do. I don't think that they've put. I think it's still in development still.
Got it. And should I just do like a D4 for the claws?
Yeah, same premise as basically let's just do a D4 um for how many you can remove properly.
Six. All right, that's good.
Okay. Yeah, one of the books I have backed, like it's probably gonna be in development for a while. I think they're not planning on having it finished until mid next year, so. All right. So I think we're gonna go ahead and call that a wrap here. As basically you are one more windless hill from the peak, and then from there it's pretty much downhill. And we'll say probably at the peak is where, assuming that we pick up next week, that is where you will meet everyone else who went on ahead. And we can go from there. So
Awesome.
I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording. Everyone, thank you for watching.
Oh, yeah. It was fun. Thank you.